Notre Dame quarterback Steve Angeli hits the transfer portal. What will fans of his next team see when he takes to the gridiron?
Locked On presents The Portal, the daily podcast covering college football recruiting and everything NIL. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome back into the Portal Podcast, where you get your daily recruiting, NIL, and transfer portal scoop. I am your host, Brian Smith, longtime college football writer and recruiting analyst. Thank you for making the Portal Podcast your first listen each and every day. Today's show is brought to you by our friends over at FanDuel. Right now, new FanDuel customers can get $250 in bonus bets when you win your first $5 bet. We're going to be talking about former Notre Dame quarterback Steve Angeli because he has decided to enter the transfer portal. The former Fighting Irish quarterback has been around for 3 years. He will pick up his degree in May, so he has 2 years of eligibility remaining. And the Irish are losing a pretty good player and a really good locker room guy. I'm going to give my take on him in regards to what he's able to do personality-wise on the field and what his upside is for the next school. But I'm also going to talk about the niche that school has to fit for Angeli to maximize what he can do. First off, I got to know him a little bit during recruiting. Great guy. He will be an absolutely added bonus to a locker room. If you can't get along with Angeli, you probably have some questions by looking in the mirror. With that being stated, he's also very competitive. You need that in the locker room in general, but at quarterback, you need your field general to be that way. He's played some for the Irish, like he played 7 snaps the regular season in 22, played 74 snaps in the regular season in 23, but he started and played 61 snaps against Oregon State in the bowl game that year. Also had a really good game that day too. He had a nice performance of 15 and 19, 78.9%, 232 yards and 3 touchdowns. So he can sling it against a team that's not overwhelmingly talented. But he also had the opportunity against Penn State when Notre Dame really needed him. Riley Leonard gets banged up at the end of the second quarter, and he comes in and delivers a drive that finds the Irish scoring 3 points in a critical situation. They were down 10-0, and Penn State was dominating. Angeli lifted him. Got to give him credit. He's been known as a player that is predominantly short to intermediate, and that's true, but he's very accurate. He will scan the field and find the guy and deliver. Can move the pocket a little bit, and he's also capable of running if he really needs to. But overall, Steve Angeli at heart and in terms of his frame and what he's able to do athletically is a pocket quarterback. He's a traditional quarterback that you would have seen 25, 30 years ago all across the National Football League. But he's still developing. He hasn't played a ton. Even this past season, he only played in 93 snaps in the regular season and another 10 in the playoffs. So this is a relatively inexperienced player, even though Steve Angeli has 2 more years of eligibility. As for what he does best, short to intermediate, he will throw darts, get the football in his hands, find his option, and deliver. Consistency with motion, consistency with how his demeanor is, consistency with understanding what's in front of him. Is he dynamic in terms of throwing the ball down the field? That is the one thing that I have not seen much from him, and is what, quite honestly, is probably why he's in the portal. The 2 quarterbacks that are still at Notre Dame are probably more dynamic throwers down the field. But doesn't mean Angeli can't do it. He has a very natural throwing motion, and he's only going to get stronger with more time. And again, Steve Angeli has not 1, but 2 more years of eligibility. Where is he going to fit? What school needs him? There are a lot of ways to look at this. Angeli could be somebody that ends up going to a program that's P4, playing right away, maybe a lower P4. Like if he'd have been the quarterback in his home state of New Jersey last year for Rutgers, they'd probably win 1 or 2 more games. His accuracy is undeniable. However, do you want to run the quarterback a lot? Because if you're going to run a ton of RPOs, sure, he can run that a little bit and get a few yards for you, but he's still better at the look pass, adjusting, changing the play at the line. I don't think he's dynamic. He's certainly not going to be somebody that is going to be a run-first guy. So a lot of programs are not for him. Does he get a look at some place like maybe Georgia, maybe Tennessee, maybe North Carolina? Any of those are possibilities, but they've all been rumored in some way, shape, or form with other quarterbacks, or they're not going to take one. Sounds like Georgia's not going to. At least that's the perception. Tennessee and North Carolina probably, but again, they've been linked to other players. So to finalize everything here, Steve Angeli is a mystery on where he's going to go, but you need to be a team that wants to throw the ball from the pocket, at least for the most part, and you need to be a team that has players around him that understand that he's a system guy that is going to fit in with you, but you got to adjust to him too. You can't just be a wide open offense in terms of wanting the quarterback to run around and make a lot of plays with his feet. It needs to be structured. If he finds that place, he could put up some big numbers and help you win a lot of games. And on top of it, again, really good guy, in which Steve Angeli all the best wherever he goes. He's the kind of guy that makes being a reporter in any capacity a lot of fun. Thank you once again for making the Portal Podcast your first listen each and every day. Truly appreciate you stopping in to find out all the latest with recruiting, NIL, and transfer portal. We'll have a lot more profiles as news breaks. Come back and see us again. Give us a 5-star review, like and subscribe. We will see you again soon.